Hello everybody, and welcome to part 11 of Outer Wilds. Last time, we went inside the vault and we found what's in there. This time, we're going to be recollecting ship logs in the base game to see how much changes. We must do this for our friend. So we have more stories to share and stuff. The ship is a death trap. Alright. So, ship logs. Because we've done a fresh save, we need to just rediscover all the things. Also, I've been told that it's a good idea to talk to the person in the museum again. Our translator friend. Hey, look at this. The statue opened its eyes. Bet you wish you'd seen that happen, huh? Me too. I'm not even a little close to understanding what's going on with this statue. Is there something you needed? Where are the other travelers? Well, let's see. Chert is on the Hourglass Twins, Rybeck is on Brittle Hollow, and Gabbro is on Giant Steep. And there's Feldspar, obviously, but of course we don't know where they are, if they're even still alive. Feldspar has been lost for a very long time, I'm afraid. Tell me more about Feldspar. Feldspar is one of the 4 founding members of Outer Wilds, along with our flight coach Gosson, Slate the engineer, and me. As ground control and later the museum curator, I didn't work with Feldspar as closely as Slate and Gossan did. I can tell you, Feldspar was absolutely fearless though. Nothing scared them. Test piloted everything Slate ever built. It's a wonder Feldspar lived to see space, frankly. But they did, through all sorts of dangerous stunts, and explored everything they could find. And one day they just didn't come back. We don't know what happened, or where Feldspar went, or even whether they're still alive. It's been a long time since they left. Good. So here's our translator friend. Hey, I was just about to come find you. Look, you've got to see this. The Nomai statue's eyes are open. They used to be closed. Probably should have started with that, and now they've opened. We're not sure why they opened, since no one actually saw it happen, but this is huge news. Should someone tell Gabbro, or maybe Rybeck? Oh stars, this is so exciting. It's making my stomach hurt. Hell, can you help me translate this new alien language I found? A new language? Yes, absolutely. Stars above, you bet I can. Just give me, let's call it 100 samples, some form of epigraphical codex, and 6 months. And I should have the vague gist of the sort of graphemes this new language is working with. Sorry to break it to you, Hell. We only have about 20 minutes. Gosh, I can't wait to get started. That's a shame. He could translate it. I think they've only got like 3 words total though, you know? So yeah, we're going to be recollecting all the things and doing all the things. We're nearly ready for this unfinished construction. We read that one earlier. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of rereading. I'm still an excellent Parker. Give me a second. The stream's working, right? I hope so. So, let's first get all the frequencies so we can find things easily again. I'm gonna go to Brittle Hollow, that's pretty close. How do we zoom? Oh no. Can I get off here, please? There we go. I'm gonna get the signal from here, and what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and do this in the order that the Nomai did it in, so it's gonna be a bit of a I'm gonna try and do it like in the order they did it, because I know the solutions to all the main game stuff. So we'll be able to basically trace their steps this time. I need the signal first. Perfect. So, to begin with, we're gonna go to Dark Bramble. Assuming I can find the horrible place. It's right here, but it's right here, easy to find. Oh, spacebar minimizes the effect of the thrusters. Weird. Oh no, spacebar matches velocity. No wonder it behaves weirdly. Watching it for the volcano moon. Yeah, I'm looking forward to revisiting the things in the base game so we can hopefully get something different from the DLC area. Heard from a few sources. A few people have said in chat it's better if you complete your ship log, and my old save's gone, so this is the way we have to do it. Okay. Out there. There. So spooky in here. We'll be fine, right? Okay, so here's the escape pod that was in Dark Bramble. Let me just do something quickly. Give me a second. Yeah. Is the stream still working? Hope so. Okay, so we're in spooky Dark Bramble planet. Pretty sure this is the first escape pod to be launched. Our escape pod crashed as we tried to flee this place, destroying our movement and communication capabilities in the progress. We powered out as long as we could here, but this pod's supply of breathable air is nearly depleted and the anglerfish attack more and more frequently. Our best chance at survival is to return to the vessel to either repair the damage or more probably await rescue. Seka, is the message finished? The vessel's beacon is already growing fainter. It will be gone in a matter of hours. We need to leave here quickly. There's no ship log from that? Okay. It's different when your translator works, isn't it? Begin flight log. Escape pod 3 vessel has been mortally injured. Emergency sequence activated, awaiting departure from vessel. Now launching escape pod 3. Alert. Multiple collisions have altered pod's trajectory. Significant damage to pod detected. Navigation error. Life support error. Propulsion error. Scanning external environment. Scan complete. Gravity not detected. Breathable air not detected. Multiple life forms detected. Potentially hostile. Verdict. Do not exit pod. There is a new problem. Our equipment is detecting 2 distinct beacons from the vessel, but it isn't possible for the vessel to be in 2 different locations at the same time. I disagree. I agree, but the beacons are exactly identical to each other. Perhaps if I had more time. We're nearly out of time already, Din. The vessel's beacon is quickly fading. Soon it will be gone, and we will be lost. We will follow the beacon whose source is nearest to us. But suppose that beacon is false. We likely don't have enough air to reach the farther of the 2 beacons, Din. The decision is made for us. We'll leave a trail of lights as we go. That's Eskel, he was the captain. We'll leave a trail of lights as we go. There's still a chance someone could hear our escape pod's distress signal. And there's the trail of lights. So when their escape pod failed to escape Dark Bramble, they tried to go back to their ship. This is the path they took. As far as they made it. To any who come here searching for us, we followed one of the 2 beacons from the vessel to this place, but now can go no further. It's almost too faint to hear now, but the vessel's beacon is still faintly emitting from within this thorny seed, yet the opening is too small for even a single nomad to fit through it, so our escape pod couldn't have flown through here. Thanks for the follow, Kristina. Kristina? I hope I'm saying that right. I don't understand how this could be possible, but this gruesome place seems able to manipulate space itself. Maybe this was our undoing. To be so close to the location of the vessel and still so far is difficult. Worse, the vessel's beacon is dying. Soon we will be unable to hear it. There is nothing we can do now, but try to perhaps find a way inside, or at least attempt to comprehend why this happened. My dearest hope is that the other escape pods were able to reach relative safety. And the signal's gone by now, because this was about 200,000 years ago when the Nomai were here. And they can't fit through, neither can I. And we've sent our scout through. Where's my ship? I've lost my ship. There it is. By putting our scout there, we can see the 2 signals that they would have seen. One there, 1.4 kilometers away, and one there, 1.2, so they did go to the closer one. But I guess they didn't have the air and stuff to make it all the way to check the other one, and clearly they couldn't fit through there either. The fish here do be kind of big. I've also got to try taking the dream gun out of the stranger and sleeping at any other fire. So this is the core of Dark Bramble, I'm pretty sure, where we are now. We're not going too quickly here, but we're about to see where the Nomai came to the system. And basically what their first experience here would have been like. Also, the anglerfish do eat you if you're not careful. Very dangerous. Very slowly. There's a few here that are just waiting for me, aren't there? And that's the vessel. That's what the Nomai warped into this system using. That's their warp core. It's very broken. I'm recording now. I've never encountered anything like this. The signal the vessel is receiving appears to be older than the universe itself. This is our first contact with anything of this nature. Everyone prepare to warp immediately. Yeah, we know why it was such a brief signal now, don't we? Eskel, wait. I need more time to send an outgoing message. Shouldn't we tell another clan where we're going? We can send the message upon our arrival. This extraordinary signal appeared suddenly. It may disappear just as quickly. And we can't lose a discovery this incredible. Focus on preparing for the warp instead. I understand. Anona, is the vessel ready to warp to the signal's approximate coordinates? The warp core is powered, but this will be a significant jump. Afterward, we'll need time to recharge the core. That shouldn't create a problem, provided we arrive at or near the signal source. Everyone, we're ready to warp. Hi, Kamimi. How are you doing? We're doing main game stuff instead of the DLC stuff for a little bit to get our ship log updated. This is where the Nomai entered the star system. This is Eskel's vessel. Something went badly wrong during our warp and our vessel is mortally wounded. We need help as quickly as possible. Our vessel appears to have... has it fused with the local environment somehow? There are vines that are now part of the vessel. It's been torn apart from inside itself. We are abandoning our vessel. Any Nomai clans or spaceflight capable species receiving this message, I implore you, we need your help. Is this broken? Can anyone hear me? Our vessel is dying. We need immediate assistance. So that's after the warp. They've used this wall to try and communicate with another ship. And there's no responses. The way I think the Nomai text works is if it's blue, it's been written on that wall or scroll and it's being sent from there. If it's orange, it's coming in from somewhere else. I think that's the meaning of the colours. So this is the incoming messages. To any Nomai clans whose vessels can hear this message, it's clear the universe is dying. There are fewer and fewer resources and safe places within space now, so my clan and I believe the best option is for all of our clans to stay together. If you can reach the gloaming galaxy, we found that Blackrock's suns are fairly stable, and life in the star system is comparatively thriving. We live in relative safety. If you prefer to continue exploring alone, know you will be on your own. Kanna, we're making our way to you. So although all the Nomai are dead, these are Nomai from another star system sending messages in fairly recently, actually. And even though this one's outgoing messages aren't working, it still receives messages just fine. That's why backup never came. This vessel was the only one that heard the signal. It's good to hear from you, Bromy. We'll watch for your vessel. Has anyone heard from Neem? His clan was on its way to our vessel, but they never arrived, and he hasn't sent any messages. I'm beginning to worry. That is unsettling. It reminds me of that old myth my grandfather used to tell, the disappearance of Eskel. I remember hearing that story as a child. One day, Eskel's vessel simply stopped responding. That's the vessel we're in. The other clans searched and searched but found no trace, as if their missing friends had warped out of existence. That's no myth, friends. Eskel's clan existed and their story was real. What a curious event to have passed into myth. Our ancestors' ancestors were told that story when they were young. Are you sure it's true, Hyssop? It was a very long time ago, but yes, my clan's ancestors searched for Eskel's clan for a long time, but in the end, none of them were ever seen again. It's the only time in our history a vessel has ever disappeared this way. Hyssop, I hope you aren't comparing Eskel's story to my clan's vessel. Neem, my friend, we feared you were gone. Not yet we aren't, but nearly. We found trouble during our warp. The triple suns of the bright Spark star system exploded. It was only a lucky coincidence we weren't caught in the blast. We'll meet you soon, Kanna. Just had a cough, sorry. I'm relieved your clan is safe, Neem. It's good to hear your words. Any vessels nearby, remember to be extremely cautious of potentially unstable stars, which is most of them now. No. Did I get a good look at the eye signal that they received? Let's double check. There may be a ship log if we go close enough. Yeah, we've got that ship log if it's not giving us anything else. But that there in the middle was the eye, or at least the signal they got from it. No, drop this somewhere. Guess not. Most of the escape pods were lucky and actually made it out though. Too late. You're gonna have to return here. Whoa, where'd you come from? No one's come here in, well, ever actually. That makes you the second Herthian to ever reach Dark Bramble. After me, of course. Well done. Say, it's you. They made you an astronaut? And you haven't blown yourself up yet? Good for you. That's why you're alive. Never were the brightest hatchling, were you? Yeah, that's right, I'm alive. Been camping out here since my ship, crashed violently. Wait, what? Oh, this is a good story. I'd just finished exploring the core of Giant's Deep and needed a new challenge. And none of us had ever been inside Dark Bramble, so I think, hey, let's give that a try. I've been cruising around for a while, dodging this odd, massive interdimensional vine bristling with thorns, when I ran into this huge anglefish, the biggest I've ever seen. I pull a few stunts, try to shake the thing off, nothing too fancy. I'm going full speed when the fish clips me, knocks me into a vine, and, well, like I said, I crash. Blammo! On impact, my ship starts making noises like it's coming apart from the inside. And I think, well, that ain't great. Sure enough, I barely got to get out of there before the electrical system starts sparking like crazy. It's either move fast or die unpleasantly, so I had to put a little distance between me and my poor fried ship. I camped out near where I crashed at first. I found the skeleton later. Great find. Would have been stupid not to use it. So I set up over here and planted my emergency tree seeds. Been here ever since. Wow. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, that's how it all went down, hatchling. Story's over, but feel free to stay and enjoy the fire a while. We are enjoying the fire. Wrong fire, though. Classic. Okay, let's take the shortcut back to him. Wasn't trying to run out of time. Where's the landing gear? Or the landing camera? We're gonna take a shortcut in. Shortcuts are great. If it lets me do it. Maybe it doesn't on this planet. Right, there it is. Let's go this way. We want the South Pole. Somewhere around here. Does it mean there's more to explore at the vessel? I thought I did what I needed to do there. Oh no. I guess it didn't count the broken core for some reason. We might have to go back. Even though I made sure to pick up the warp core. This is the right spot. At least I hope so. It's not the right spot, I'm going the wrong way. Why does the shortcut not work? Sure it was somewhere around here, wasn't it? Or am I looking at the wrong pole? Where am I going? This is one of the hardest shortcuts to find. sure it's here somewhere, right? There it is. Note to Feldspar, do not eat this even if you are dying. It would be too sad if this were the last thing you ever ate in this life. I guess these jellyfish are only useful for insulation from electricity. Again, do not eat. Love Feldspar. Trip 4, entry number, I'm going to say not 1. Crashes 3, boring crashes 0, a personal best. Whoa, I'd never thought I'd see one of these beasties outside of Giant's Deep. They're awfully useful back there. Maybe a jellyfish could be useful here too. Wow, this thing tastes terrible. The outside is all rubbery and tough. Maybe that's because it insulates the jellyfish's insides from getting zapped by electricity. Right, I'm going inside of this jellyfish's interior cavity to see if what's in there tastes any better. Where'd you come from? Let's see, they made you an astronaut and you haven't blown yourself up yet. Anglerfish? Yeah, you got it in one. Kind of hard not to, once you've seen one of those fish up close and personal like. I'll take that up and refill your oxygen tank, hatchling. There's plenty of fire to go around. Anything else you wanted? I think I'll save all the I found somethings for the end once we've found everything. We can come back with those dialogues. Where should I explore? That's the spirit. Anywhere's good, but you should know that space is weird here, intensely. Ever tried throwing your scout into one of these weird seeds? See there, with the little opening? It's just big enough to launch one through. Your scout tracker will tell you the scout is in 2 places at once, but I don't think that's wrong exactly, because space doesn't work right in here. That seed looks small, see, but inside it's bigger. Much bigger. I've had a lot of time to think about this, and my theory is space in Dark Bramble kind of expands as you go through each sphere. That's why it's bigger inside those seeds. Well, that's my theory. Keep that in mind while you're exploring Dark Bramble, and maybe you won't get lost inside forever. Good luck! Heroic exploits. You've reached the core of Giant's Deep. How do you do it? Giant's Deep's core, huh? That was a wild one. But since you're asking, I've got to assume you haven't made it down there yourself yet, right? If I tell you how, it kind of feels like cheating. On a completely unrelated note, that sure was a big hollow vine my ship crashed into, yep. If I were you, I'd take a walk and see where it ends. You want to go to the tail end of this anglerfish skeleton here and look for a flickering light in the fog. That'll be my old ship. Path starts there. Where's your ship? Not far from here, as a matter of fact. If you go straight past the tail of this anglerfish skeleton here, you'll see a flickering light in the fog. Follow that and you'll find my old ship. What's left of it anyway. Best pilot. I think he's just reckless. What happened to this anglerfish? Oh, the skeleton? It was like this when I got here. As near as I can tell, this anglerfish must have been chewing on the vine and eating the seed. And then the seed grew and grew in the poor fish's stomach until this happened. Gross, huh? The skeleton was a good find. Keeps the fish away. See, they're territorial, so they mostly avoid each other. That's why I set up camp here. Shouldn't I tell Grand Control to come get you? Oh yeah, sure, whenever you have the time. Frankly, I kinda like it out here. Quiet, peaceful-ish. You're a little young to understand, but it's a lot of pressure being the best that ever was. Be nice to have a break. I'm good. We're going to have to go back into the core. Go back to the vessel because we missed something there. And I'm pretty sure it was the thing that we literally picked up, but I don't think it registered for some reason. Should be able to get there an easy way though now that we've been there once. Let me get the oxygen and stuff. So we can mark it so we don't need to take the whole course. Dark Bramble's so spooky. What's spookier, the planet or the fish? What exactly have I missed? There's nothing here that's doing any signal anymore. Pretty sure it's just the warp core. Right? Thanks for the raid, Hellfire Skyrim. Welcome back to the stream. That's what we had to do, we had to put it in. So we know that it's broken. What we're doing here is we're recollecting the ship log. So we're playing back through the base game because I lost my save a while ago. and seeing what changes it makes to the DLC. So that's where the Nomai began, on the vessel. Next planet, let's go to Ember Twin. Ember Twin will be a pretty good one to go to, I think. There it is. This is where they crashed. Quantum moon being all quantum. How is Castlevania, by the way? This planet sometimes and only sometimes has a moon. This is also of note. It disappears if no one is watching it. Isn't that a fascinating orbital characteristic? I found your note, Mallory. Kindly count me among this moon's admirers. What is happening when it disappears? I doubt it ceases to exist. Does it move to another location? I believe so. Not only does the moon appear around Fiddle Hollow, I can confirm it sometimes orbits Timber Hearth as well. This is my first time encountering a natural satellite with the ability to vanish when not being watched. We should study it, or even better, we should travel there. Given its reluctance to move while consciously observed, it might be a form of macroscopic quantum mechanics. I agree. Our first step would be determining a method to track this phantom moon so that we can always know where it is. They're doing a good job tracking it. Very cool little device. Chert's research notes. Property of Chert. Clearly the Nomai were making astronomical observations here. They chose an excellent spot. What is this big rotating device for? What was it the Nomai were observing? I'd posit there's something special about the orange symbol on that device. Hell and the new astronaut's translator tool would be nice to have handy about now. I'm the new astronaut. Yay. And I have the translator. quantum moon locator is functioning. We have markers for each of the places the moon goes. Anona, Burr, I just observed the quantum moon in orbit around Dark Bramble. I added a marker for Dark Bramble. I thought the locator now accounted for all of the phantom moon's locations, but sometimes the locator can't tell where the moon is. Perhaps there's a problem with the device. It's also possible there exists a sixth place in the star system to which the phantom moon travels. You have keen eyes, my friend. This moon travels to a total of 5 locations, not 4. And possibly 6. When it goes missing. We didn't need shins anyway. We need status reports for all systems, but initial things first. Is everyone unharmed? Our escape pod's passengers are afraid, but physically well and honor. Everyone survived the crash. This is a relief at least. You have my gratitude, Burr. Were you able to find the other escape pod's distress signals? I can hear both signals somewhere in the star system, but I don't believe either escape pod crashed on the same planet as us. In flight log, escape pod 2, vessel's been mortally injured. Emergency sequence activated, awaiting departure from vessel. Launching escape pod 3, now launching escape pod 2. Alert, collision imminent, preparing for impact. Scanning external environment, scan complete. External temperature is prohibitively high. Verdict, inhospitable. Do not seek shelter on planet's surface. Mallory, the heat from the star system's sun is more bearable below the surface. When our escape pod punctured this planet's surface, it broke into what scans show is a cave system with much cooler air. I would recommend we seek a site down there to build a long-term shelter, Anona. But these passages are a maze. Even with this danger, they are still our best chance for survival. We'll form teams and descend into the caves to look for a shelter site. We can mark our findings on the walls to avoid becoming irreversibly lost. Be cautious, everyone, and be aware of the sand as you search. It appears to be rising gradually. Emergency escape hatch. Keep moving, friends. There is nothing of interest at the end of this passage but rocks. While these rocks are interesting, they can wait until a less urgent time. Do not follow this tunnel to its end. Curtis and I will examine the horror that lies at its terminus later, provided we live through this. Did I just go through that wall? We have found an enormous cavern at the end of this passage that appears promising. I believe we could construct a long-term shelter there. The cavern Mallory found is a wise choice for shelter. Could one of you mark directions for the others to follow? This is the start of the path to the shelter site. I've left directions to guide you there. Of note, we must hurry as the pathway there is filling with sand. Do not allow yourself to be buried by sand and make sure no one is lost. Of note, this passage leads to breathable air. Refill your supply tank there. We cannot tell how far or deep these tunnels may wind, but do not linger as the area is exposed to the heat of this alien sun. It's not that hot to us because we've lived here a while. Refill your air supply tank quickly and return. Return quickly. The path to the shelter site is somewhat convoluted, so follow the instructions ahead closely. To reach the shelter site, walk forward until you meet the sandfall at the pit, then turn left. Continue to the room filled with rock column formations and climb upward through the opening above them. The sand here is rising, so you must be cautious but swift. Cautious, crossing the chasm ahead. The bridge Mallory and I crafted will do its job, but it isn't strong. Once on the far side, look for the tunnel hidden behind the falling sand. Follow it and you'll reach the shelter site. You're doing well. There's only a little farther left to go now until you reach the shelter site. You can rest there. Hurry, before the sand comes. You got plenty of time. This is amazing. Look inside the cave. How did this come to rest here? We haven't encountered others in these caves. I think this is a rare find. An update. We need to find a way inside quickly, Mallory, because when I return here to search for an entrance to the cave, there are children playing on the specimen. From what we can see, Curlius and I believe the specimen must be very old indeed. Imagine what we might learn if we could examine it. We both agree it's unlikely this dry planet is this horror's place of origin, especially considering what we observed during the vessel's evacuation. Hey, Scud Launcher. Clearly this hole is too small for it to have fit through. Hypothesis. There is another entrance to this cave. If there is, Curlius and I will find it. We can't leave valuable information undiscovered. Yeah, hi Scud Launcher. We're doing the stuff in the base game again, instead of the DLC area, so that it recognizes that we've done it on this save, so that we can try the ending thing. Is there time? There's no time. Why did I drop? Yeah, I'm trying to rediscover everything and read all the text that I can in the base game, so that we have more to talk to our friend about at the end of the DLC. Should we build the sun station to power the Ash Twin project? I almost can't comprehend this as being suggested seriously. The purpose of the sun station goes against every standard we hold ourselves to and everything we believe in as a species. Unsurprisingly, Idea, I disagree. We're pushing a possible new technology further than ever before. That, in my experience, is the defining characteristic of our species. If we fail, and the probability of this is not insignificant, we will without question destroy ourselves, all life here, and the rest of this star system. I wish to protect these species. The potential annihilation of an entire star system is too severe a cost. We shouldn't build the sun station no matter how badly we want the knowledge that comes with it. Fear of failure is a poor reason not to try, I believe. If we're cautious, the sun station will work. I believe in Pi. Rogue, I'm deeply honoured. Idea, I comprehend your position. However, if we aren't all that certain the sun station will not cause destruction once we've built it, then I won't support the station's use. Are there other ways to generate this level of power? I understand this proposal is unsettling, but the sun station must be built if we hope to complete the Ash Twin project. Theoretically, yes. Practically, no. I can't imagine discovering them in our lifetimes. We're meeting in the Fossilfish Cave to play the game. If you're too big to climb through the Anglerfish Overlook hole, you'll have to go the long way, but it isn't far. Go to Stepping Stone Cave and then up and into the Fossilfish Cave. I tried to get to the Fossilfish through Stepping Stone Cave, but I couldn't find the entrance. Where is it? Remember to feed the Fossilfish first. If you go to the Anglerfish Overlook and throw a light into his mouth, he'll show you the way. Taggart can't fit through the Anglerfish Overlook hole anymore because he grew bigger. He's taller than Levi now. Levi? Who cares? Ilex is still tallest. Are we playing the Fossilfish game tonight? I fed the Fossilfish a new lantern. If you go to Stepping Stone Cave, the entrance to the Fossilfish Cave is easy to see now. Gratitude, Selena. It's good you're small enough to climb in through the hole at the anglerfish overlook. I'm still small enough. You won't be for long. Mum and Dad are tall, so you and I will be tall too. Why can't I do this? Whoever was it when we ended last time is the anglerfish. Rule change, the anglerfish now has to wear a blindfold and do not peek. Why are we changing it? It's too hard if you can't see anything. Aunt Pie says real anglerfish are blind, so you have to wear a blindfold. The rule stands. Rule update. It's okay if younger kids don't wear the blindfold when they're in. The rest of us will still need to wear it for scientific accuracy and to make the game more even. The rest of us, the little fish, line up against one wall. When the anglerfish says go, the little fish sneak across to the other side. If the anglerfish catches you, you're eaten. Last little fish to be caught is the new anglerfish. The old anglerfish gives the new anglerfish a blindfold and becomes a little fish. Anglerfish study. Visually, the specimen appears to be of the same species as the anglerfish in Dark Bramble. We don't believe it originated from this planet. This anglerfish's digestive tract suggests death by starvation. An update, Mallory. While I was here making sketches of the anglerfish, I observed the children I saw earlier playing here again. They've added a rule to their game that incorporates our research. It's wonderful. I'm entirely delighted. It's never too early to appreciate biology. The long growth protruding from its head is bioluminescent. Perhaps it used this growth to attract prey. A lure? How are things going for you, Scud Launcher? We're gonna get crunched in here, aren't we? Getting tired but getting close to being wrapped up with packing. That's good. They added that in, that didn't used to be there. I guess because a lot of people probably missed this. Probably. Don't know if I can find the right spot I'm trying to get to. Yeah, they must have added this thing in a patch. I'm guessing a lot of people missed that there was something here. Who's been computing shuttle trajectories to the sun station? Don't worry, the station is in such a low stellar orbit we've constructed a different, safer way to travel there from Ash Twin. That would be Pi. I told her we wouldn't be travelling there by shuttle and that the sun station doesn't even have a landing pad, but she said she knew. It's It's a purely theoretical exercise on my part, Yarrow. Who doesn't love computing a good low stellar orbit shuttle trajectory? Hi, I look forward to working with you, but I'm also relieved it will be easy to return to Ash Twin regularly. I want to go over here. Not the oxygen. We've got time, right? Head away. Right away, there we go. I don't know why everyone says the eye is important. They say it brought us to the solar system, but is that good? Dad told me lots of Nomai died when our clan came here. What if the eye wanted that to happen? What if the eye isn't something good? Bit of both in a way, isn't it? Don't know if we'll be able to do this without jetpack fuel. We may need to come back. That worked. Be welcomed in this place. This shrine is a space to reflect on what brought us to the star system, the signal from the eye. We observed the eye's signal in our travels and followed it here to find its source. What we know is this. The source of the signal, which we have chosen to call the Eye of the Universe, is older than this universe itself. The rest we have yet to learn. Enter and open your mind to its possibilities. If the eye called to us, why won't it reveal itself? Why is it so difficult to locate it? Did the signal stop? Does the eye no longer desire to be found? Perhaps this isn't the eye's choice. The eye may not be able to communicate with us more than it already has. True. That's pretty much what happened. Did something happen to it? Did the eye deliberately call out to us by sending the signal, or did we hear the signal by coincidence? Perhaps the eye wanted to be found. Could it be sentient? Maybe it chose us. Does the eye desire something from us? Could it need us in some way? I wonder, did the owl people need the Nomai? I think they wanted them here for some reason, didn't they? Otherwise they wouldn't have let the signal out. Maybe it doesn't have to be us. We could be seeing meaning where there is none. Suppose the signal is produced incidentally. Does that mean the eye is any less important though? Is the eye natural or artificial? Maybe someone built it. The eye is older than the universe itself. How could something exist before its creator? It could be naturally occurring, though this doesn't answer how the eye could be as old as it is. I think it's naturally occurring. Whee! I hope you can be done with the packing soon, Scud Launcher. It sounds very tiring. Hello, Masonic. We're doing base game things to unlock the, hopefully something extra in the DLC. The sand's too high on this planet. It is, honestly, but once you're in your new place, things will be great. Sounds exciting. How are you, Masonic? We're kind of just not doing it in the order we're meant to do it. We're just kind of going straight to the places where I know the text is, and we're reading the texts to try and complete things that we need to complete. You're heading to bed? Have a good rest, Scud Launcher. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I know how to do the things, so we're just going straight to the things. Not really in any particular order. I'm kind of trying to do it in the order of what planets the gnome I would have gone to first, but I'm doing it like an entire planet at a time. Gravity can get pretty weird on this planet when you jump. So I feel like I'm getting cooled a lot by the ash twin there. Whoa! It is kind of a pit there. I'm an expert parker. The shuttle is currently resting at the comet. Activate the gravity cannon, call the shuttle home. No. I fear our situation may be dire. Pi, Poke and I landed here on this comet not long after its arrival in the star system. Our shuttle's equipment heard strange energy readings coming from somewhere beneath the surface. Pi and Poke were able to locate a fissure in the ice on the comet's sunward side, and they descended inside to investigate the source of the readings. But Pi and my sister have been gone for a long time now. They haven't contacted me since descending below the surface either. Should I leave the shuttle to look for them? I want to follow protocol, but I don't know what I'll do if they aren't well. Poke, Pi, come back to me safely, my friends. Let me out! Always turn off the gravity cannon before stepping into it. Unless you want to go on an epic adventure into the sun or into something else with a whole heap of gravity. This is different from how it used to be too. There used to be a sand pit you had to wait to go over here. Oh no, there's the sand pit. They put it a bit further ahead. I don't remember all this being before it. Might be wrong though. think we're a bit quick. The obvious solution is to take an epic selfie here. Hello! Which angle makes us look cool? Ignore the floating gun. We're holding that. I have to try and find a really cool shot. I'm in the sand. Oh wow, my legs! My legs! I'm getting buried! No! Where am I going? Kinda sad they didn't time the timing of when you usually come through here to when you can see the sand out the window. That'd be pretty cool. Records show Nomai arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow very slightly before departing from the Whitehall station. Raimi and I are devising an experiment to test if this is a real phenomenon or simple machine error. In theory, what we want to try to reproduce is a negative amount of time elapsing between something entering the black hole and exiting the white hole at its destination. Initial things first. Our experiment setup will first pair a small black hole core with a small white hole core to mimic the setup on the Whitehall station. Hypothesis. It is possible for an object to exit a white hole before entering the corresponding black hole. An update. Our experiment here reproduced the anomaly in arrival and departure times, but Pi is unconvinced it's more than an equipment error. I hope to strengthen the effect to render it visible to the unaided eyes. To that end, we've decided to try adding more energy. I imagine the Sunless City's energy supply should prove sufficient. Of note, Raimi, Yari requests that we let him know before we reroute energy to the experiment. I'd hate to leave him in the dark. All available energy has been rerouted from the city to our experiment. Raimi and I are about to run a new test. Hypothesis confirmed. Hypothesis confirmed. I saw it. Pi saw it. Hypothesis confirmed. This is beyond extraordinary. This changes everything. What a beautiful day for the intersection of abstract theory and practical application. The Southern Observatory is asking if creating a 22-minute interval is possible. That is, to have something arrive 22 minutes before it is actually sent through the warp. We've learned the negative interval of time between departure and arrival can be increased by adding more energy to the warp core. Problematically, the energy required to extend the interval increases at an exponential rate. Hypothesis: creating a 22-minute long interval is possible, but we are currently unable to generate the necessary energy. Raimi and I believe it would be necessary to invent a new method of producing energy, a thrilling but enormous undertaking. We would also require advanced warp technology able to handle such energy. We would also likely need an enormous space to fit these proposed new energy and warp technologies together. The only location large enough would be Ash Twin. The energy is currently unavailable, you say? You're a gas pie. My pun was unintended, Raimi, so I believe it's you who's aeroform. Current power. The Ash Twin project will be one of our biggest undertakings, metaphorically and physically. To build it, we need a way to travel quickly between Ash Twin and each location that holds crucial project materials. What if we used warp towers like the one we have on the Whitehall station to connect Ash Twin directly to each critical location? Of note, each tower on Ash Twin will warp to a different planet. We can design each tower to visually reflect its warp destination. The giant steep tower, for instance, could resemble a cyclone, and we could model the Timber Hearth Tower after a geyser mountain. My gratitude to those who noted my imprecise language. Yes, the sun is not a planet. I believe this has been sufficiently clarified. Kindly stop reminding me. Poke, Root, and I can begin work on this immediately in the Black Hole Forge. This will keep us busy. Note, this door will need to remain closed for some time. Pi and I are running an experiment based on the extraordinary findings from the Whitehall station. An update, the High Energy Lab is now being used to design the Ash Twin project. If you're here to help, or even just to observe, be sure to use the Sunless City path to the lab. Raimi and I will be running this experiment until one of us, specifically me, can prove the other wrong. So although it's inconvenient, the lab currently can only be accessed by the path from the Sunless City. Inviting sand inside would disrupt our setup and could have enormous consequences. We realize this is an intriguing prospect, but the door must remain closed nonetheless. Reroute the power. You can do the experiment as they did it. One Whitehall core. One Black Hole core. Two scouts. We could get Kazoo ending while we're here. We powered off the device before it went through, but after it came out. You can't go back in time if time doesn't exist.
You're so obnoxious. It's great.
How's our ship log looking? Surely you've got a fair few of them by now. There's just a few more things we need to find on Ember Twin. But we need to be fairly early on in the loop. Looking pretty good. Powering through it. Why does it always twist when I shoot it? I feel like it's not on target very often. Oh, because I guess the scout keeps the momentum that we've got, doesn't it? But then with the forward momentum added, it makes it twist weirdly. What have we missed on this planet? I'm pretty sure it's just things over near our friend. I like how even though you destroy space-time, you still get to keep all the notes you found in that loop. Is that the right way to go? Probably. Let's find out. If you've come here to look for Coleus, this is where we were when he vanished. He's been missing for 2 days now. 2 days, that's a while. Your strange wandering rock friend is here, though Coleus isn't. Coleus and I observed this unusual looking rock shard and several smaller rocks in at least 2 other caverns. I'm unsure if this is relevant. What happened before Curleus disappeared? We were examining the different rocks. I recall Curleus standing on the largest one, the Wandering Rock. I was taking notes, and then my lantern died. When I lit it again, Curleus and the rock were both gone. How curious. This rock took me with it to a new location. I wonder why this happened. I wonder if I myself became quantum briefly when the rock carried me here. This seems like the clearest explanation. Hypothesis. If the rock can bring me here, it can also carry me out. My hypothesis was correct. I can travel on this rock as long as I'm not observing my surroundings, meaning I must be in complete darkness. I'm going to bring my mentor here to see this. Melore is here now too. We theorize when a conscious being is in contact with a quantum object and seizes to act as an observer, explaining the need for darkness, the being can become entangled with that quantum object and they move together. Friends, Curleus has discovered a new quantum rule. He has also promised me he'll never vanish again, even if he does learn something useful from it. Curious, but also alarming. This new cave appears to lack an entrance or exit. Also, the rock that brought me here disappeared while I wasn't watching. The Wandering Rock has returned. Never before have I been so delighted to see a sedimentary specimen. Friends, if you find any sign of Curleus, I implore you to tell me. He vanished without a trace during our research trip, and has been missing ever since. Where was young Curleus lost, Melore? He disappeared in the cave at the bottom of the dry lake bed at the North Pole. It happened in an instant and without warning. I turned away from Curleus to examine a sample, and when I turned back, he simply wasn't there anymore. He had a limited supply of air and honor. I'm afraid for him. Hypothesis. We will learn more by examining the northern lakebed cave where Curleus disappeared. Search quickly, everyone. We have no time to squander. Melore, some of us from the Sunless City are here to help search for Curleus. Can you tell us more about your expedition? You have my gratitude, Burr. Curleus and I were studying from the cave's geology. We hoped to learn more about a unique and wandering rock that visits several different caves in the area. Curleus is missing. He vanished from the lakebed cave, the one at the bottom of the dry lakebed at the North Pole several days ago, and we're unable to find any trace of him. I don't know how much air he had when he disappeared. I beg any friend reading this, help us recover Curleus. This rock is very familiar. Did you travel here, my sedimentary friend? Because your unique color and texture appears identical to a rock I met earlier. Wasn't this the same rock fragment in the cave we found at the bottom of the dry lakebed at the North Pole? An update. Melore and I went back to the lakebed cave and observed this rock again. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it isn't. That means this rock wanders like the quantum moon does. How curious. We plan to re-examine the northern lakebed cave. Maybe our friendly rock will meet us down there. We've seen all the zones that the rock goes to. Goodness, it's you. Hello, I take it your first launch went well then. Welcome to the Hourglass Twins. Mind the sand now. What are you up to? Hornfell's asked me to update our star charts, so I'm out here observing. This is one of the best places in the solar system to spot astronomical events, you know. What's weird is I've actually seen a couple of supernovae today. Usually I'd be fortunate to see just one. Keep an eye or four on the stars and maybe you'll spot one yourself. Tell me what I can do for you. How do I know if I've spotted a supernova? Supernova look like extra bright stars to the naked eye, but if you zoom in with your signal scope, you can tell that they're actually enormous explosions. Massive stars go supernova at the very end of their lifespans, which is why it's so unusual to see two in a single day. I wonder if some of these stars are older than we realized. What are you doing out here? Right now I'm documenting stars. Hornfels noticed our star charts are out of date, so they asked me to update them. Please don't tell the others I said this, but sometimes I think I'm the only traveller out here interested in doing any science at all. Maybe don't tell Hornfels either. I think they're pretty deep in denial. Where should I explore here? To be honest, I haven't left this lake bed. I don't mean to brag, but I'm really quite good with the little scouts, so I've been taking pictures of everything from right here in my campsite. Have you seen the old shipwreck site on Ember Twin's southern hemisphere? The one shooting a bright beam of light into the sky? It's not one of our own crashes, surprisingly enough. This one's a Nomai ship. You'll find Nomai ruins across the Twins, but strangely, not a single settlement. Believe me, if there was one to see, I'd have seen it with my little scout. So where did they live? Not on the surface, clearly. Ember Twin is full of cave systems though. Maybe the answer lies underground. How dangerous is that big column of falling sand? On a scale of 1 to dead, I'd give it a 7 or 8. Awfully pretty though. Right now, sand is flowing from Ash Twin to Ember Twin. But did you know the process eventually reverses? We're not completely sure why the sand flows back and forth between the twins, but it seems to be a natural phenomenon. Oh, if you'd like to see something interesting, check out the other twin once a little more of its sand drains off. I promise you won't be disappointed. Saying hi. Watch out for the falling sand, okay? I've had to dig myself out once or twice, and that's not half as fun as it sounds. Let's give it maybe 5 minutes. We'll talk to him every 5 minutes. His dialogue changes. You cracked yourself laughing? Why is that? How are you, Raffle? Let's do 3 minutes and I can show you the supernova that he's talking about. There's a supernova. There's one. There's one. That was weird. Is that one gonna go soon too? And an old birthday video? Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of supernovas today. How have I been? Pretty good. We're doing the base game things so we can get more of our ship log done and see if there's anything different at the end of the DLC when we've done and looked at everything that's in the base game again. Oh, you're back? So, have you noticed anything unusual about the stars lately? Something seems, how to put this, off. I've seen, what, 10 supernova already? 12? They're in the double digits now, and that's, you know, not normal. Not normal at all. Watch out for the stars. I mean, sand. What's my profile? It's an Avali. That's not a supernova. That's the white hole. Yeah, it's like a four-eared raptor from space. Yeah, so just noticed like 15 supernovas today. I'm a four-eared feather space raptor from space. There's a wiki on the Avali and there's a mod for Starband. They're adorable. Thank you. Saying hi. They're from the original concept. They were made by Ryujin Zero. They were a species in Spore originally. Then they were a mod in Starband. That's probably how they're most popular. When I was doing my Starband streams, I was an Avali in that. I made an Avali character. It was me! The sun is angry. The stars! They're all dying. There have been too many supernova for it to be anything else. We're next, do you understand? Our sun, by Earth's name, we're next! What do you mean, we're next? It's the stars, you see. All the other stars are dying out. Oh, why did we have to be born at the end of the universe? And our sun, the star charts, why? Why did I want to update them so badly? I didn't have to know, but no, oh no, I had to update the star charts. I had to go looking for things I shouldn't have. And now sun is about to, oh... I don't feel well. I'd like to be alone, please. There's also a mod for Stellaris, yes. He does not feel well. I found something. Wasted. Why isn't that great? You know what? I found a few things myself. Most of them have to do with the sun exploding. Who cares? What does it matter? Nothing matters anymore. The sun is about to go supernova, and me, all my research, my life's work wasted. Poor Chert. Chert doesn't get the power of time loops, only we do. Also Gabbro. I'm one. Hi! I'm waiting for a supernova here. Oh no! Like how the sun's so close suddenly. I mean, look at this. We're right there. That's a real close orbit, isn't it? One minute left. Oh, hello. Come sit with me, my fellow traveller. Let's sit together and watch the stars die. He's not in a time loop. Sure, why not? We only get so much time, don't we? There's still more I wanted to do. How unlucky we have to be born at the end of the universe. Any minute now. Poor Chert. Chert's the only one who sees it coming. It is. And a lot of people don't realize that Chert has more dialogue if you wait longer. Chert's like the only one who realizes he's not in a time loop as well. You ever cook your marshmallow in a supernova? How are their plants? The sun wasn't always that close. It was kind of close, but not that close. Like if you look how close it is to orbit at the beginning, you'll see a slight difference to it. I can demonstrate. I need to get to my ship first. There's not a lot of there is not a lot. You see, it's further away. There's not a lot of plants on that planet. I'm pretty sure Chert recently planted them. So he has breathable air so he can stay there without needing to go back to his ship to resupply. Let's go to Brutal Hollow. You're fine. You remember parts of this game? I remember a lot myself. We're revisiting it for the DLC to see if it gives us a different ending or anything. I've been told that it does, so it should be worth it. Is everyone unharmed? No one was badly injured from the escape pod's impact. We're incredibly fortunate. This is good news at least. Have you heard from Escape Pod 2 or Escape Pod 3? No, I'm unable to make contact. My equipment can hear the other two escape pods' distress signals, however. If it's any comfort, both pods must be structurally intact. I'll continue calling for them. My gratitude. If we can. 1:45. Batch, the moon is approaching again. Everyone, brace yourselves swiftly. The volcanic moon has returned. Be cautious of falling ash and debris. I believe the moon has passed. This planet doesn't appear eager to have guests. We are certainly unwelcome on its surface. We need to find shelter and quickly. The volcanic moon won't be gone for long. I'll sleep eventually. I observed several promising sites below the surface, but we'll need to construct a way for everyone to climb safely down this cliff. Perhaps you could build platforms. Do you know all the secrets, Dugan? Because there are lots of spoilers in what we're doing. We're not doing things in the order that we're meant to. We're just basically going straight to the lore so that we can complete our shift log. whether or not there's a secret method to get there or not. Begin flight log. Escape pod 1, vessel has been mortally injured. Emergency sequence activated, awaiting departure from vessel. Launching escape pod 3, launching escape pod 2, now launching escape pod 1. Alert collision imminent, preparing for impact. Scanning external environment. Scan complete, minor structural instabilities detected. Pockets of breathable air detected. Adequate solar energy detected. Verdict, hospitable. You finished watching me play the DLC last night after work? Yeah, I'm doing this to see if there's any changes when we collect all the lore again, because I lost my original save a while back. Use caution. A black hole sleeps below. You must not slip. Maybe a flashlight would help. Should probably be using that, huh? Of note, be sure not to wander far from here. Though this area is somewhat unstable, it's safer than any we've found so far. The temporary settlement is finished, but remember to be cautious of falling rocks and dust created by meteor impacts. Given concerns about our settlement's stability, where should we construct a new, less temporary shelter? I believe we should migrate to the northern glacier. Building beneath the crust again would shelter us from the volcanic moon's eruptions. What if we use gravity crystals to craft a stable path? We need to stay close to the escape pod so Felix can monitor incoming messages. We can't be rescued if we aren't present to respond. I don't believe anyone is coming to save us, Thatch. Now we must save ourselves. I agree. We're here because the Eye's signal called to us and we followed. If we're to find it, we need to not merely survive, but thrive. This is a wise point, Plume, and eloquently made. If moving to the northern glacier will keep us safer, then that is what we should do. It is pretty, also a black hole. This knowledge is too dear to lose. Here is everything we can recall about the signal we encountered while aboard the vessel. The signal looked like an eye, round with a circle at the center, much like a pupil. Suppose the signal was looking for something. The signal was older than the universe itself. This is the most significant detail. No Nomai clan has ever encountered anything like it. How can anything in this universe be older than the universe itself? Imagine what rare and profound knowledge it might offer. We must find this eye of the universe. Is the hardest part of this tragedy not knowing who we may have lost? Or will the hardest part come later when we learn? Be well, Aunt Mallory. Look out below. Look out for the gravity hole. For should you slip and lose your grip, then into space you'll go. Which way were we going? came to the system and they got caught. Remember getting super lost every time we went into Dark Bramble? Dark Bramble is a tricky place. Can't really blame you for getting lost there. The pain of your absence is sharp and haunting, and I would give anything to know it. Anything, but never knowing you at all, which would be worse. I can only hope that you are safe, Keek, wherever you are. Pretty sure Keek got stuck in Dark Bramble. I think they're one of the ones near the seed. Am I being here? I get a bit lost in this place. I forget where I haven't been. I think we found the important bits here. There's this too. I can't understand. Why did the vessel crash in that place? Was the vessel unwell in some way? No, Anona and I checked before the warp, and the warp core and navigation systems were both well. We warped to Foe, that curious signal from the eye of the universe. Where we arrived was wrong. It wasn't where we tried to go. Suppose it wasn't a problem with the vessel, but with our destination. I'm afraid for our friends in Escape Pod 3. It pretty much is a TARDIS. I think that's everything to be found here. There's the gravity crystals out of this place. Oh no, something sad. Okay. So then they moved to the North Pole through this path that I'm taking now. Just notice those two gravity crystals are so far apart. How does gravity work here? Yeah, but that's why there's games and stuff. Have I ever played D&D? I have not. Not ever. I should, probably. Explanation of festivals. All the Nomai clans from all over the universe meet in one place to share what they've learned in science and art. It's called the festival. Don't forget, festivals happen every 10 years. I do like sci-fi. At some festivals, one clan's big discovery can mean all the Nomai get to advance too, like Anana's warp core, which made it so everyone can warp long distances and explore more. Each clan has a festival envoy to show their most interesting work. Our envoy was Thatch. A single festival could last a long, long time. We can't go because we're stuck here, but Felix says we used to go too. Do I have wings? Do I have wings? Yes. Yes, I do. Why we should build a new vessel. Each Nomai clan explores the universe in its own vessel. The vessel is the heart of every clan. It's unusual for Nomai to remain in one place for so long. Nomai are wanderers and have no permanent home. If we built a new vessel, we could return to our adventurous way of life. Imagine all the new places we could go. Our clan wouldn't be stuck here in this star system. We could even meet with other Nomai and learn from them like Coleus says we used to. How much work did I put into it? A fair bit of work to get it working for the face tracking stuff, but I didn't make the model. The model's by Virtual Kenny. It probably wouldn't be hard to get parts if you stopped building other new things and if you broke down other structures like the towers on Ash Twin for parts. You could even have a warp core for jumping long distances like vessels have. Poke tells me she plans to make a very advanced warp core for a different project. I'm sure she could connect it to the vessel for travel because Poke is smart. We might have to build a smaller vessel for now, even though vessels are normally large. We could make it even bigger later once we reach planets with more resources. It would also help if we stopped building so many things to search for the eye of the universe. I asked Yarrow and he says we use lots of resources on the Ash Twin project. How do the ears move? It is my face expressions. It's based on my face expression and mood. Formation of this universe. No one knows how this universe is made, but one thing we do know is everything used to be very hot and very dense, tightly packed together. To Gator. As this early universe expanded, it also cooled down. Once it had cooled down enough, particles were able to group together and to form things like galaxies, stars, and planets. That's cool, thank you so much. Since then, space has continued to expand at a faster and faster rate, which is hard to think about for too long without your brain hurting. This universe will keep getting colder and larger until one day the stars and the life they support will all die. That's scary to think about, even though Connoy tells me it won't happen in our lifetimes, but it'll happen in someone else's someday. Can't believe there's no ship logs from all these. Okay then. What else am I missing on this level? Or is that everything in the school? I think that might be everything. At least for the school. What pronouns do I go by? He, him, or they, them. I don't really mind. Demi-pan. Which is similar. Black hole forge controls. hole forge controls. That's on its way up. He's googling it. Oh no. Astrin project requires a powerful, highly advanced warp core. How should we obtain it? Solution 1. We could retrieve the warp core from the vessel. The vessel's warp core is broken, at best. Recall those present when the vessel crashed said it sustained lethal injuries. There is no guaranteed reward for this risk. Perhaps we could still repair it. My grandmother told me there was little time to assess the nature or extent of the damage. I was there, it's very broken. Demi and Pan. That's me. This would require a return to Dark Bramble. Plume, my father, said many good Nomai perished there. My mentor, Coleus, and his old mentor once discovered and studied an anglerfish fossil on Ember Twin. Using that knowledge, we could avoid the anglerfish entirely. What Meneray and I learned from that fossil would theoretically help us evade the anglerfish, but our hypothesis was never tested on a live specimen. I remember that anglerfish fossil. We used to play in Fossilfish Cave when we were children. Solution 2. Could craft a new advanced warp core inspired by the vessel's warp core. Yeah, correct. I would very much like to craft such a powerful core. More relevantly, I believe the Black Hole Forge crew and I could recreate the basic design. This is the safest path for our clan. Is the safest path the best one? Our goal is worth the risk. Is it though? We've tried for so long to find something that I, and others, now believe might be impossible to find. If the search for the eye is a futile one, we should choose the option with the least potential for harm. The greatest challenge here, I think, is we don't have the design for such a powerful core, or any of the original crafters of the vessel's core. You don't need a harsh, it's fine. No, but Poke was apprenticed to Anona, who created the original design, and our Black Hole Forge is adept at crafting simpler cores. I believe I can be of use here. The vessel's warp core was created before my time, but Anona explained many of his designs to me. Abandoning the vessel's warp core and its casing means losing valuable knowledge. This is true, however it's knowledge we have little hope of recovering. It would be best to relearn, I think. Oh, I missed one. Even if it no longer functions, the old core could be a valuable blueprint, provided we're able to transport it back here. I feel strange trying to recreate Anona's warp core without him. At times it still feels strange to no longer be his very young apprentice, and for the Black Hole Forge to be in my care and not his. To have the chance to try is thrilling, but I don't want to disappoint everyone. I think I can do this, probably, but what if excitement has clouded my assessment of my own abilities? Was I wrong in volunteering to build it? I was born in this star system and never saw Anona's warp core with my own 3 eyes. I only know what he taught me. What if I've bitten off a larger portion than I can consume? Hypothesis. This will always feel strange. Even though my time with him was short, I miss my old mentor, and deeply. Still, all I can give is my best, and as Anona would say, should my best prove insufficient, then we will find another way to achieve what's needed. I have Clary and Root in the Forge, and I have my clan. I am not alone. Hello, Mr. Glitchfox. Why can't we go fast like Scout? How am I doing today? I'm alright. Work was pretty bad though. They're fine. He needs legs. Yeah, I basically lost all the work I did today. Not fun. I'm missing something. The backups didn't work the way they are meant to. So I have to be doing the same thing tomorrow. I imagine I've been hard on Poke again. This in turn means I've made things difficult for her sister Clary. If Poke and I are oil and water, Clary is our emulsifier. She certainly makes us a better team than would mixing through shaking. Although sometimes I would like to shake Poke. Jokes aside, suppose my own fear of never finding the eye prompted my argument with Poke. That would be immature of me. I should apologize, at least to Clary. You could then tell Poke. Think I can do it again better? Probably. It just takes time. Be welcomed in this place. This shrine is a space to reflect on what brought us to the star system, the signal from the eye. We observed the eye's signal in our travels and followed it here to find its source. What we know is this. The source of the signal, which we have chosen to call the eye of the universe, is older than this universe itself. The rest we have yet to learn. Enter and open your mind to its possibilities. How can the eye be older than the universe itself? Suppose it is a relic from a previous universe. The early universe was unimaginably hot and dense. If anything existed before, it would have been destroyed. Suppose the universe is older than previously assumed. What is the eye of the universe? The eye is older than this universe, so imagine how much it could teach us. Perhaps it is a cosmic library. Suppose the eye is a more advanced being. The eye is the source of the signal that brought us here. What is the eye's signal? Oh, I'm sorry, Shizuki. Of note, from the signal we were able to determine the eye's approximate age or perhaps its lack of age. Suppose the eye wishes to communicate. The signal is a call. Were we the intended audience? The signal is the eye's voice. It speaks a language we don't yet know. Or maybe the signal is the eye's attempt at expressing itself. I like how all their hypothesizing there doesn't even fill out any of our ship logs. I no longer believe, as I did as a child on Ambertwin, that the eye of the universe, the source of the signal, wishes to harm us. But it may not want to be found either. In fact, the eye may not have wishes at all. We have no evidence supporting this. The terrible circumstances of our arrival here were almost certainly exactly that, circumstance. I suspect imagining we are special to the eye in some way is wishful thinking. The eye might have called out to any sentient species. Or it might not have been calling out at all, and that my ancestors heard the eye's signal holds no great deep meaning. This wouldn't be so bad, I think. Is there a tree around here? I know where we can find trees, we just have to wait. Welcome to the Whitehall Station. If you fell through the black hole by accident, don't worry, you aren't the first. This warp tower can return you to Brittle Hollow. Every warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. A tower's warp can only be used during the brief window when the tower is aligned with its corresponding astral body. In this case, Brittle Hollow. You must be standing on the warp platform on the floor during this alignment to be warped. If you look up while the station is rotating, you can see the alignment happens when the astral body is directly overhead. You think I'm 10 times better than any other streamer? Thank you! Ah. But yeah, I don't think I can do what I was doing today much better. It's just like the work I was doing was pretty dull. It's pretty much just data entry, so I don't know how I'm going to do it better. Departure time and arrival time. We arrived before we departed. Lovely. Return warp status charged. Step on to warp receiver platform to activate return warp. Feldspar's spare jetpack fuel. It's annoying to schlep across the planet to the ship if I can't use my jetpack, so I'm leaving this here. I checked with my little scout. I do too use it, Hornfels, you burnt marshmallow. And the scout's integrity reading said this piece of Brittle Hollow is as stable as any, but who knows? If the fuel's still around, feel free to use it. If not, well, wherever you're reading this note, I'm sure you've got bigger problems. The Hanging City. To our friends on Brittle Hollow, I just warped here from the Whitehall Station on the other side of Brittle Hollow's black hole. Our design worked. We successfully recreated warp travel. I don't know how close it is to Anonna's original design, but as long as what we've built works, then I'm delighted. I knew we could do it. Cassava, I hope you're reading this. I know, is it past midnight? Wait, this can't be correct. Clary, have you seen these readings? If they are accurate, they would violate causality. There must be an equipment error somewhere. I'm returning to the Whitehall Station. If you en route meet me there, we can run a full diagnostic and hopefully locate the problem. Don't tell Cassava. This is wonderful news. I can't wait to see the warp tower, although it's been a long time since I've jumped through a black hole. We meant to bring something here? Oh, we were too. Hold on. Raimi and I reviewed the records you sent, Poke, and they appear to show Nomai arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow slightly before departing from the Whitehall Station. I understand it's exceedingly odd, but Clary and I have tested and retested the equipment and the result is the same every time someone warps. The interval is incredibly minuscule, roughly 100,000th of a second. Do you suppose that instruments can't accurately measure time to such a small degree? As I've already told Raimi, these measurements can't be accurate. How can a Nomai arrive on Brittle Hollow before he or she ever stepped onto the teleporter? The implications are absurd. I don't disagree. It would mean I've inadvertently broken several fundamental theories regarding this universe. We would have to reconsider all of our beliefs about the nature of time. Yes, I hope so too. Poke, as Pi is confident the reading is inaccurate, she's kindly helping me attempt to recreate this phenomenon at the High Energy Lab. We're designing an experiment to take more data. An update, Poke. The High Energy Lab is in the canyon on Between's equator. Come here at once, you need to see this. We've been there. Has anyone observed the quantum moon that sometimes greets us in the night sky? Your thoughts interest me. I'm interested in your playful moon. Is it much like its violent friend Hollow's lantern? Imagine if there were 2 volcanic moons. And I imagine there'd be none of us left. Hypothesis: there can exist too much lava. I'd strongly prefer we test the null hypothesis. This moon isn't volcanic to my unaided eyes. Sometimes it leaves its friend Hollow's lantern for nights at a time. The nights the moon circles this planet appear random. It seems to travel as it likes. I compliment your eyes. How do you imagine it disappears? Hypothesis: could it be a shift in the light spectrum? Suppose this moon is too shy to show us its face. No time to read this, I'm sorry. Just as on the quantum moon, you always end up on the South Pole, and you need to be on the North Pole to get to the 6th location. That's the gist of it. We got it in time. The rest we don't need to wait for it to fall to get to. This time doesn't freeze in the last minute. Just in time, we got the ship logs we were looking for. That was a pretty good course I took through Brittle Hollow, I think. The only thing we missed was the Black Hole Forge, the things around Rebec, the Gravity Cannon and the Southern Observatory. Which I'd say is fairly successful in a single loop. That was productive. Yeah, the way how late that tower falls through, it doesn't leave you a lot of time to read the text, sadly. Given once I dedicated an entire loop to just sleeping and going there, I think. And I ran out of time. I think I was slightly slow. Let's look at our ship log. Making good progress. How many planets have we been to? And which planets are left? So we've done Amber Twin, we've done Dark Bramble, and we've done half of Brittle Hollow. Which leaves Timber Hearth and the Moon, Ash Twin, Giant's Deep, and the Interloper. Also the Quantum Moon. There's a few planets left to go. But I think for one run we've got a lot of the base game things here. Nice. And and the stuff missing from the Tower of Quantum Knowledge is stuff we can find without waiting for it to drop. All we missed was it says, for some reason we always land on the South Pole, and the rule of the quantum pilgrimage that's like a rite of passage for the Nomai is to get to the North Pole with the tower, and only then can you reach the sixth location. That's the rule. You can see it here. The Nomai built a shrine on the quantum moon to aid in the pilgrimage to its sixth location. Remember this final rule. To explore the sixth location, the shrine must be on the moon's north pole. The pilgrimage to the quantum moon was a deeply significant journey for the Nomai. After the two groups of Nomai stranded on Embertwin and Brittle Hollow were reunited, it became their united goal to find and visit the quantum moon. We've done pretty good over here with the stranger. Are they always all three to the left? That seems weird. Thanks for the follow, Funtime Wolf. Nice. How to speedrun but still read all the text. Or most of it anyway. And I think that's where we'll be stopping for tonight, because it is starting to get pretty late here. So stay tuned. We'll roll the credits and we'll look for somebody to raid. Anybody with at least 1,000 channel points can suggest who you'd like us to raid, and here is the link to my Discord group for anybody who's interested in joining that. Take care, everybody. You just woke up? I hope you slept well, Funtime. Credit time. Is it the morning now for you? Thank you to Funtime Wolf and Chris Stinnett for the follows. Also thank you to Hellfire Skyrim for the raid. Yep. 9:26 a.m. It's 12:25 a.m. here. Oh no. Let's look for someone to raid. Nobody's redeemed points. Let's see who's online. Let's raid Lorgans. Take care, everybody. I really hope that you enjoyed the stream. I'm really excited to see what this changes when we return to the DLC after reacquiring all the ship log. Bye.